So back in January, we saw this letter come out from singer Michael Tait. And it was a little while later, in June, that another letter came out, the following. So I'm pretty old. I know who Michael Tait is for a long time. I know who DC Talk is. When I was young, I used to listen to them all the time. Jesus Freak album is one of my favorites. And so around when I was 10 or 11, I actually had the opportunity to see Michael Tait in concert. And this is when he was doing his solo act, after he had left or after DC Talk had broke. I had listened to him from his DC Talk days to his solo career and then into Newsboys. I don't remember the exact year when he joined Newsboys, but I do remember. I'm not the biggest fan of the Tate era of Newsboys, but I wasn't opposed. And God is Not Dead is actually a great, great song. So in the news that I read on Instagram from Michael Tate, when I saw that he had posted a confession about some of his activities that he had been doing in the last couple decades, it kind of caught me off guard and it struck me hard in my soul. I still try to compose my thoughts. So I've read the Roy's report and I've read quite a few of the news articles regarding what happened and what people are allegating against Mr. Tate. I know once this confession came out and also the Roy's report, um, I believe that K-Love and Air One and radio stations decided to pull Newswords and DC Talk off of the air. So, well, what's being alleged is sexual assault from Michael Tate to now there's quite a few people coming forward that are claiming to be victims. So there's a lot of them. I, like I said, I'm still trying to compose my thoughts on this, but we know that Michael Tate came out with his confession in June and said that I had been abusing alcohol and I had been abusing cocaine. He said that there were things that he was guilty of, and he decided to go ahead and post this for us all to see. And he even said that, I understand if you don't forgive me. So it's a very touchy subject. Like I said, I've been following DC Talk for a long time, and following Tate for a long time. And even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Newsboys, I know that with him singing in it, I still listened and still followed it. I enjoyed it. It just wasn't the same. Regardless, that's not what I'm talking about. So when I saw the news about what was going on, it was rough. I started reading, and Newsboys came out with a statement as well, and saying that they want people to come forward and they didn't know. Um, I'll get into that just in a second here. So they said that they were deeply troubled by what they had heard and what they had seen. I guess I went and did some digging, and I guess over the years there had been some rumors going on, and people actually were alleging um, sexual assaults against Tate throughout the years. And so far as I could tell, and what I was reading, these boys, the other members, which were Duncan, Jody, and Jeff, they were all um, in blue. They didn't know. I guess they brought what people were accusing up with Tate, and he always just waved them off. They're just crazy people or something. So that's really unfortunate that throughout the years that this actually had been taking place. And to compose myself, it's kind of hard because I'm just like, wow, this really isn't good. This is not work of the Lord, and I mean, you know, I really don't want to see this happening, but it is. It's pretty big news in the Christian world and actually, and in the Christian music industry. It's pretty interesting, you know. There have been other occasions where a few other singers been pulled off the radio. And I don't necessarily agree with pulling all of Newsboys off there. I understand the need to do it or the reasoning behind pulling off the Newsboys songs with Tait as the singer, but I don't really see the point in pulling it off before you said. I do know that Newsboys and DC Talk were big friends, and that was one of the big reasons why Michael Tait joined. I think he was asked and he joined the Newsboys after for a while. So what's being alleged is I've read it. It's some of it's pretty graphic. You know what they have actually released. I won't get into it. I'll let you read it, and I'll post in the description a few links to the reports, and some of them are kind of graphic. Um, so the big thing here is, for me anyway, I'm not automatically going to cancel Tate out of my life. I still have him and still will be listening to his music. I believe that the music is glorifying to God, and I believe that it is music that is for God. I'm not gonna look at all the other musicians and other people that were involved in these projects and take them away from it too because they were involved. Well, other people can disagree. That's fine. I understand if you want to cancel him out of your life, and either I don't want to be the judgment. I'll never judge on that. The big thing I just want to see moving forward is to make sure people don't lose track of Jesus Christ throughout this process. Um, we don't want to get into hatred. Um, we want to get into forgiveness, and I know that can be hard. And before I go on, I'm just going to let people know I'm not here to try and take away anything from the victim. I'm going to advocate for the victim. I know that these boys with their letter that came out that said that we want people to come forward. And yes, I want people to come forward with their stories. And I want these people who have been having to live with that, and I believe in the shame that can happen with that and the confusion. I understand. Um, but we want your story to come out, and we want you to share, and we want to take no part in this. So Jesus did tell us to forgive, and we want to make sure that we still are going to live and go by his example even throughout this process. We don't want to start getting into fingers, um, making stories up. I want truth to come out. We all want the truth. Um, what Satan is going to do in this situation is he will try to use it in any way that he can to make sure that this is a way to get people away from Christ and away from God. So I don't want people to start, diving and falling into this trap that Satan could set at any moment. Has to. So I know Michael Tate is being investigated. We'll see where this investigation goes and the investigation into these allegations go. Is there being a prison? I guess we'll see. I don't know. I know some of the victims have said that they want to see him in prison, so we'll have to take that into consideration. And this is just the way that the law works. So you do these things, and then they make the allegations, they put the charges onto you, and then you're charged, you're arrested, and then you do have the right to face your accusers. So we haven't gotten quite to that part yet. And I'm going to be reading a lot about it, and I do want to know about it. Um, there have been, some people that have said a few things about Michael Tate and about the Christian music industry. Just make a note of a singer named Tait, and I think she was, and she commented a while back, and she said she hopes the Christian music industry crumbles, and to F those who knew and did nothing. So, as far as I know, there was possibility that some people did actually know and maybe even partook in what was going on. I've seen a few videos that were released, hotel videos of Michael Tait and some behavior that does not coincide with what his lifestyle was presenting and what he's saying. Some other allegations about other people being involved, and like I said, I'll share um, all these links with everybody in the description. But my message is just to tell everybody to not stray away from Jesus Christ. We are called to forgive. And just because he will and may look at prison time or jail time doesn't mean we can't forgive. We want our brother to heal, but we want to have healing for the victims as well. We don't want to take away from the victim. And that's why it's very confusing and it's hard to handle, but these things will just happen. I know that Michael Tate said that he went to a retreat for a while there and trying to get help. So that's a good starting point and a good starting point for him. But as we move forward, he's gonna have to understand that we might be in, we might go away, and we might go away for a long time. But that's just how it works. And I want to implore the victims, that we, here for them, and we'll always be there for them. They don't have to go forward with any way that we tell them to go forward with, and we can't judge them either. I just want healing, and I want to think like, what would Jesus do? Um, so it's hard because these are allegations that are pretty, um, what's the right word for it? They're harsh. I'll go with harsh. They're harsh allegations, and we don't want to go into this trap that the devil might try and set for us along here. We don't want to go into hatred. We want to go into healing, and if we want to get him out of society from doing this again, and I pray he doesn't. And I pray that he is praying a lot to God and Christ, because regardless, it's still not the unforgivable sin. So what he's done is not unforgivable, and I'm going to side with the victims. So I will still say that I love you, Michael Page, but I will kind of keep a distance. Anyway, I just want to hear other people's comments. Go ahead and leave them below. I love you all. May the peace of the Lord be with you always.